I had all sorts of fun shenanigans planned. We're up 21 to third quarter. I said, I'm going to have highlights. I'm going to put a Jaime Jaquez spin move in there. I'm going to put that crazy Jimmy Butler and one in there. It's going to be a good old time. It's going to be a party. Nope. No party. No fun. This is the one highlight I'm going to put in of poor Drew Smith out for the season now with a third-degree right ACL sprain. Cleveland, how does your court end there? How does your court just end there and then go into some weird abyss? Like the end of the universe. This poor kid slips on a piece of paper and his leg just goes into this no man's land black hole. So another fourth quarter meltdown. I thought this was behind us. It's not. So, on one hand, yes, scoring 11 points in the fourth quarter, that's bad. I mean, if you're a high school team, that's bad. Let alone an NBA team. Gross. It's not good. But on the flip side, this Knicks team doesn't bother me. In the macro part. In the micro, yes, we scored 4 points in the fourth quarter. We blew a 21-point lead. That's disgusting and needs to be fixed. Yes, but in the grand scheme of things, we were still up 21 against a fully healthy, full roster Knicks team when we are without two major contributors to our offense, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Jimmy Butler is playing on a bum ankle. So I gotta be honest, I'm not looking forward to this Nets game today. I don't even want to make a video, to be honest, after that gross fourth quarter. But hey, I have like 80 subscribers all of a sudden. So, I'm kind of a big deal now. So, watch out, Rusty Buckets. Watch out, Kenny for real. I'm coming for you. So I don't know. Let's just get to this game. The first half was, good, hard-nosed Eastern Conference Knicks Heat style basketball. I was really impressed with our team because I was like, who's going to step up offensively without Duncan and Tyler around? By the end of the first half, Jimmy and Bam were super efficient. They were 14 for 19 for a combined 38 points. The downside to that is they ended with a combined 44 points. And if my math is correct, I'm no mathematician here, but 44 minus 38 equals 6. Which means Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo combined for 6 points in the second half. Now, you could take that and be like, okay, they only had 6 points in the second half, yet there was a point in the second half we were up 21 points. So we did have other guys contributing in that third quarter. And then the fourth quarter happens and the bottom falls out from us. We go 3 for 21 in the fourth quarter. 2 of those field goals are from Josh Richardson. So the Knicks were turning it over like crazy in that first half. First quarter, I think they had 6 turnovers just in the first quarter, which led to 13 Heat points. But here is an interesting statistic. When it was all said and done, the Heat only had 11 turnovers by the end of the game. But the Knicks took those 11 turnovers and converted them into 25 points. But anyway, I digress. I'm doing a lot of digressing here. I don't really care. So after the first quarter, both teams had identical stat lines. Both teams were 10 for 18 from the field and 3 for 8 from 3. Interesting. Second quarter, we got some Cole Swider minutes. Was not expecting that. Didn't really do anything. But Cole Swider did recently have 9 3-pointers in a G League game, so good for him. So Jimmy started heating up in the second quarter. He has a 3-pointer. He gets an and one. And then what happens? Sprained ankle again in the Garden. I don't know what this is with Jimmy spraining his ankle in Madison Square Garden. He sprains his ankle again, and after that, he, kind of struggled all game. It's not easy playing basketball on a sprained ankle. So then the third quarter comes around, and the Heat go crazy. I can't believe this is a real statistic. Kyle Lowry had more offensive rebounds than the entire Knicks team at the top of the third quarter. Is that true? We go on a 17-0 run. It's 7:58 left in the third quarter, and the Knicks haven't even scored yet. Then the lead went from 19 down to 13, then back up to 21. And we ended the third quarter with 5 guys in double figures. We're up by like 17. Then we get to the fourth quarter. I'm so sick of saying this. Then the fourth quarter happened. It's like how many games now this season do we have to talk about these fourth quarter meltdowns? And I thought we were past this, but we're not. So fourth quarter starts. Josh Richardson kicks it off with a 3-pointer. We're up 19. Then all of a sudden, this go on a run. And they go on a run and a run and a run and a run and it doesn't stop. 20-point lead immediately evaporates to 12. Jimmy comes back in with 8 minutes left. we're up 10. And the Knicks go on an 11-0 run. Emmanuel Quickley's killing us. Jalen Brunson's killing us. I feel like Emmanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson always kill us. Quickley 3, we're up 6. And then Jay Rich hit a 3, put us up 9. I thought when Josh Richards hit that 3 and put us up 9, I was like, okay, we hopefully will be able to survive this. No. And then the Knicks have like back-to-back and ones. Brunson gets an and one. Brunson gets another and one, and then RJ Barrett gets an and one, and now all of a sudden the Knicks are up 1. And that was kind of it. Just one of the worst fourth quarters I've ever seen in my life. 11 points. We go 3 for 21. Jimmy ends up with 2 points in the fourth quarter, 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. Another game like that Bulls game where he's having to take these kind of forced, game winner hero ball kind of shots when we shouldn't even be in that predicament anyway. It's just gross. But, I keep telling myself, and it's not an excuse, it really is true. We're playing without Tyler and Duncan and Jimmy on a hurt ankle in the Garden in New York City against a fully healthy, fully functional, firing on all cylinders Knicks team. That fact that we were in the game the whole second half and then we went up that much in the third makes me feel comfortable. But then it's that fourth quarter stuff that we can't seem to figure out. But I feel like ultimately we will figure out. And once again, in a 7-game series, I'm not worried about this Knicks team. I'm not. Another thing I noticed is that there was no Haywood Highsmith to close the fourth quarter. I don't know how I feel about that. Once again, obviously, Spoelstra knows a billion trillion more about basketball in that team than I ever will. But I guess they were going with Josh Richardson and Jaime to try to get something going on the offensive end. But at a certain point, you got to realize, look, nothing's happening on offense, so we got to win this game with defense. Especially when you're playing against a team like the Knicks, who's a very defensive, tough, Eastern Conference-oriented kind of team. Like, this Knicks team is a very Knick kind of team. I grew up a 90s Knicks fan. I'm from Jersey, and I know a Knicks team. And this one, you say what you want about this Knicks team, this is very much like a true Knick type of team. And you got to beat them on defense. Haywood's been our good luck charm. We've been, 9-1 with him starting. I feel like Haywood should have been closing that game. I think you should have just doubled down on your defense and gone Jimmy, Bam, Kyle, Haywood, Jaime. Another thing a lot of people are pointing out is that when we got into that fourth quarter, and this seems to be the case in a lot of these fourth quarter meltdowns, that we lose our identity. We try to go too fast, and that involves in too many turnovers, and then we don't transition. And like this game quickly was killing us on the transitions. Or our offense gets too slow and flat and stagnant. You have to play into your identity. You have to play Heat basketball and keep that pressure and the ball movement and the defensive pressure and good shot selection, low turnovers, which we did have. We had, I think, 7 less turnovers than the Knicks, but unfortunately, those turnovers, the 11 turnovers turned into 25 points. And, credit to the Knicks, man. You gotta give credit where credit's due. You gotta not get complacent in the fourth quarter, not get complacent when you have a big lead. No matter what, if you're up 16, 17, 18 points in the fourth quarter, I would tell my players, don't look at the scoreboard. Do not look at the scoreboard. I'll tell you the score. You know what the score is? We're down 5. Always play like you're down 5. Until you're up 20 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, always play like you're down 5, down 3, down 2, down 1, something like that. Always play with the stakes high. The Knicks made good adjustments in that fourth quarter. They doubled Bam. They knew Jimmy was struggling because he had a bum ankle. They doubled down on Bam. They knew we had no Tyler or Duncan, and they knew that we were going to be compromised on the offensive end. And they stopped turning the ball over, and they started playing good basketball. And this is another one of these games where we beat ourselves. I feel like every game that we've lost this season, probably besides the Timberwolves game and the Bucks game, besides those 2 losses, I feel like pretty much every game besides that is us beating ourselves. There's something interesting Jalen Brunson said after the game. He said after that abysmal third quarter they had, he said a fan looked him directly in his eyes and said, "This is embarrassing." And apparently that was what, for him, got him motivated to have a good fourth quarter. So anyway, that's it. No fun today. No fun stuff in this video today. Keeping it quick, keeping it miserable. Nets game today, which also very well could be miserable. You know, we always have problems against the Nets. They always give us trouble. Probably gonna have no Jimmy. Probably no Duncan, definitely no Tyler. I would say Bam is probably going to have a big game. Bam does like playing the Nets, and it's always fun to see him and Claxton go at it. I am really looking forward to the Bucks game on Tuesday. That should be a lot of fun. Tyler is rumored to come back that game, so if we can have Jimmy, Tyler, and Duncan back at that Bucks game, and it's at home, finally we have a home game. The good thing about this game is that, once again, you know, and I know Jaime had ups and downs in this game, and he did force it a little bit in that fourth quarter, but it's like, you know, can you blame him? He was, you know, Spo was probably telling him to shoot because we weren't getting offense out of anyone else. But we saw a lot of really nice stuff again from Jaime. He continues to get better and better. And you're seeing more offensive production out of Josh Richardson. He had 15 points, 5 for 10 from the field, and 2 for 4 from 3. So that's good too. Jimmy was playing great until his ankle got hurt. Bam had another double-double. So, you know, there was a lot of good stuff. I mean, we were up 21 points. I mean, you know, we were cooking. There was a lot of good stuff to take away from this game. But once again, it's these fourth quarter meltdowns. Hopefully, we are at a point now where when we are healthy and fully functioning, that these fourth quarter meltdowns won't happen anymore. I was actually pretty shocked of how far up we did go in that third quarter. I'm like, how are the Knicks letting this happen? No Tyler, no Duncan. Jimmy's playing on a bum ankle, and we're up 20 against the Knicks in the Garden, and they're fully healthy. And the Knicks, you know, give credit where credit's due. The Knicks did punch back, but man, we just could not get anything going in that fourth quarter. Offensively, defensively, just absolutely nothing. And I think kind of, you know, our luck sort of ran out. And yeah, what are you gonna do?